Yo, welcome back. And yeah, still me, Brad, with Dex. And the second game is CNC and the YYY. Yeah. So we must be waiting for this game for quite a long time. Like the two very strong team together. I think we don't have to make any introduction to CNC, right? People's pretty familiar with them. Like the six-time champion, and this time they go for the seven-time champion, and like the Legolas, their captain seems like pretty exciting for this game because like YYY is a very 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 good team.
Yep, YYY is it's the best players in terms of rank, in terms of from LA and JC, mainly from JC. So the commander is Si, which if you guys remember for the audience, the last season of CBL, the team called TKT, he was the commander of that team. So this round of CBL, he has a new roster, trying to take a lot of good players from around the Frontier server, and let's see how he's going to push CNC in this best of 5 matchup that we have. Yeah. So again, for the audience, we're not going to have 3 matches. We're going to have 5 matches potentially. I think it's something that the devs did an amazing job, especially for the winners bracket. We want to see the best teams, having more rounds against each other. So yeah, first team that gets the 3 wins will move up into the finals.
Yeah, so this is kind of really good thing. Best of 5, and what's two of the strongest team in CBL, and we can see the map ban pick first. Actually, the CNC they banned Grog Castle, and the YYY banned Harbor City, and they picked the Hidden City, and also CNC picked the Hidden City. Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah, Hidden City is not a common map for CNC to pick. So for them to pick, they definitely have been working on this map for a long time, waiting for one of these important matches to bring out the map. So we're going to see new strategies come out. Of course, no one wants to see Hidden City 4 times in a row, right? So for the first 2 games, it's going to be this Hidden City, and we're going to have a new ban and pick for the games 3, 4, and 5.
Yes, so this time we'll have like 2 rounds of ban pick, and for units and also for maps, because like this is the best of 5.
So CNC protecting the Halberdier Sergeants, YYY protecting the Dagger X Lancers. As we saw from the last game, this Dagger X Lancers is such a strong cavalry unit, especially for the leadership cost. As a tier 4 cavalry, I think they even beat some of the tier 5 cavalry. They're on par. CNC choosing to ban Chevaliers. I think they hate this unit now after BBJT won them the last round. And they banned the Stalwarts. And for YYY, they banned the Falconetti Gunners, the Halberds, tier 3, and the Zakarian Militia. So based on this unit ban, I really like what YYY is doing, because they know that CNC was the one that actually created the 4-4-3 meta, which is 2 tier 4 troops mixed in with that Halberdiers, the tier 3 Halberdiers. And they are very strong with the Zakarian Militia, the 4 boys. So YYY see definitely wanting to take out what CNC is most comfortable with, forcing them to bring out something new for this series.
Yeah, but that's also what we love to say, right? Like to say CNC bring something new, because like in the past actually the CNC always can bring something new to the map, and we're very happy to say they play on a totally on a new map, and that's they rarely to pick the Hidden City, and that will be good.
Yep.
And also this map is very interesting, because it's like its name, Hidden City, because it has a lot of buildings inside, and for both sides they can pick a different position to hide their units, and go for the supply points, and that is very interesting, this map actually. You can have a lot of strategies in it.
Correct. I think for a lot of maps like Harbor City, it's more standardized. The map has been played for so long. But for Hidden City, you have 4 supply points on the map, you know, you have 3 points, the A point on that wall, you know, you have that B point in the center of the map, of course, the final base, you know, you have like a fort within a fort, a castle within a castle. So there's so much angles for you to attack, and it's not easy for both the attackers and defenders to find an opportunity to fight each other. So a lot of scrappy fights, and when the fight happens in such narrow pathways, it's devastating. You know, you can't really control anything. So it's, you know, who knows what's going to happen. Of course, without those Falcon 90 gunners, we're going to see probably A point going to be not so defended. And then we're going to see more of the fights on the supply points inside the castle itself.
Yeah. And in this map, the point B actually is, it depends on how quick you can take over the supply point next to it. Because in this map, the supply point is very important. Or you have to go really far away from the city and to your original supply point. It's pretty far.
Yep. It's very fun. I think for the attackers, you know, the idea is how they're going to hold on to a supply point so that they can mount the next attack. Now, of course, for the defenders, you know, you have to be very careful losing any supply points to the attacking team, because it's very hard to, like again, as I said, it's such a narrow corridor, and you can't really force the attackers into a choke zone. It's hard for the defenders. You know, I think this is probably one of the most played maps in terms of like when we go for rank. Yeah, so we see a lot of chaos happening on this map itself.
Yeah, and also in this map, the final base is kind of in a surrounded by walls. It's not in a pretty open area, not like the harbor city. The final base, you can have a really a pretty wild and plain space to let your coverage charge. It's kind of inside of the city, and so for defenders, it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing.
Right, because what I like about the final base point is that attackers, there's 4 ways to enter the final base itself. You know, that you have the one from the left, you have one spot coming from the middle, and of course on the right hand side. So there's so many points for attackers to pick their choice to go through. But again, for the defenders, it's also easy as long as they work as a team to push out the attacker. So I think we'll see what YYY specializes in is team fights. As you can see from their performance so far, every time they get into a team fight, you know, they're so aggressive with their hero killing.
Yeah, it's like
whereas CNC is like a Tai Chi, you know, they have like a bit of a Kung Fu.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of like every time they are pressurized, you know, they kind of play in a way that they revert the aggression back to the attackers.
That is you made a really precise metaphor to their gameplays actually. Yeah, I think you are right. Because the CNC, they are more good at I don't know, just dealing with their enemies step by step and making their strategies, and the YY is really good at the team fights, and let's see they all of them, they have their own zone and to play the game, and that is very interesting to say.
Yeah, and of course YYY, this team, if you look at the list, so many top players. One thing to know, we also have our famous Talonker joining YYY this season. So you know, it's one of those players that always outperforms.
Yeah, so this one is kind of an all-star game, right? For both sides, famous players, strong players, and the same match, and that is pretty exciting. Oh, now 2 teams are ready. Let's jump into the preparation stage to say their choices for this game.
Okay, of course, we see the famous Nafangas on the YYY side using by Levi. You know, he's just one of those players that is so good on the Nafanga. I think he's the best Nafanga player that we've seen so far. The way that he attacks and uses those Nafangas is devastating. Now CNC, in order to destroy those Nafang guards, they opted to bring 3 Shenji Grenadiers. Now that is something very interesting. I've never seen CNC bring up so many Shenji Grenadiers before. So that's gonna be their special unit. And of course, YYY and CNC both, in terms of the compositions, pretty similar. Of course, I think for YY they opt to bring in 3 Iron Reaper to be the infantry killers, whereas CNC they bring more of that halberd sergeants.
Yeah, why they brought more like the Iron Reapers to the game, and it's
so you really see from this lineup, CNC wants to be able to sustain the aggression from YY, whereas YY bring those aggressive charging troops like Iron Reapers, Palace Guards, all these kind of charging troops, where CNC bring the bracing troops, which can deal with those charges effectively. Now, game 1, best of 5. Let's see how the teams are set up.
Yeah, I believe like before the game, Legolas must have taken
shower 2 times,
2 times or 3 times. Yeah, I'm sure he's pretty nervous about this game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even though whoever loses this series, there's still a chance to meet again in the finals.
Yeah, maybe like he even wants to like extend the loading phase and take 1 more shower again. Yeah, just a joke. Yeah.
So even the lineup, we see CNC they have 5 heavy classes, YY also have about 5. Pretty similar, both sides, of course. Oh, so CNC did not bring their dual blade. I know they have this guy, 我不是双刀.
Yeah, I just
the one that's always been one of their, that's been carrying them, being very, very, very strong in all the knockout games. They didn't bring that for this. I don't know, maybe he was busy.
Okay, now the very first game starts off this round. The Sensei is an attacker, the red side, and the YY is a defender in this very first game, the blue side.
So YY definitely on the loader. I saw a lot of coverings picked. So they have the option of course, shooting down these siege towers with the coverings, but it's very difficult to do so because the siege tower is not like Harbor City where all towers are in the front. You have this tower on the left-hand side, which is very hard to deal with as a defender.
Yeah, sometimes you will be like distracted from one of them, and the enemy will just like make one of them to the wall.
Yep, and already we see, I don't know if the OB can catch this, but 3 coverings being set up by YY on the back over here. Oh, did we see a disconnect coming from YY?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, game's still going on. Those coverings there, of course, dealing with the siege towers in the front, but those siege towers, they don't have such a long time to reach the wall compared to Harbor City. Now, one of the siege towers already about 50% HP, the other one's almost full. So I think CNC will be able to mount these towers pretty easily down here.
Yeah, very effective. Very quick. And they have mounted I believe they have mounted 3 siege towers. Just like in the very first wave they made it. So
YY the defenders have no choice. They have to just fall back. Even though they wasted kind of like 5 artillery for it. That's not ideal for them at this stage here.
Yep.
A point should fall down easily for the attackers.
So yeah, I think the defender they made a really good choice because like no need to sacrifice too many units on the very first point. So they just gave up and gave it to CNC. It's kind of a free gift to take.
Yep, and you can see the strategy from CNC down here, very disciplined. All going up from the left and the middle tower here. not wanting to be exposed, moving together as a team. This is what we see from the best teams here. They work together, they practice this map a million times. So they know what each other are doing, and they know how important it is to stay together as a team.
Yeah.
Now more mortars coming out from the defenders. YYY.
Two guys just like jump off from the wall, try to kill the YYY players around the main gate, but the YYY players, also his teammates coming on the way, try to support him.
Yep, they wanted to probably kill the Shenji Grenadiers, but dying, Taolonka dying.
Yeah, it's a very good. Yeah.
The attackers, CNC, you can see they're all moving to the right hand side of the map down here. This is probably because the supply point is more exposed to artillery shots.
Yep. Oh, they're all on the right.
Legolas using the mortar on the wall. I don't know if that was planned or not. Oh, that's actually planned. That was a nice trap because some of the mortars will miss and hit those mortar spots.
Oh.
Okay, more artillery coming out from CNC. Now the whole entire right wall is filled with mortars and ballistas from the CNC side.
So CNC is still taking their time and didn't take any rush to the internal city.
Correct. One thing Legolas shared with us when he joined us on the commentating, he said, every time you want something, you have to sacrifice something of your own. If you want something from the enemy, you have to sacrifice something on your own. So be it if you want the position of the defenders, as an attacker, you have to sacrifice your artillery. So now what his team is doing is using this artillery advantage that they have to push YYY out of their defending zone.
Legolas
So now
made
they're
some
moving
really
down.
good, made some really good sayings all there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now, get close to the supply point, already taken it.
Yeah, first supply point not being contested by YYY itself. Now the entire CNC has a setup on the right supply point. And they're looking to see how YYY reacts to this, because now basically CNC has control of half the map.
Yeah, they can actually come from like the three entrances, like from the stairs, from main gate, and also from the supply point that they have.
Right, and if you look at the composition of CNC, a lot of halberd sergeants, forte brachio, modals. This is very hard to break through. Ooh, one ballista killing a hero of YYY. That's advantage for the attackers. Now they have the option to push in now, and I think they will utilize it. Already the modals moving forward with the Mirilan guards, halberdier sergeants bracing together with the modal, protecting each other. They are trying to force YY out and try to engage them, because their composition is all about bracing. It's about absorbing as much pressure as they can. So already coverings put down by CNC. Another hero falling to the ballista. Oh, this guy is very accurate.
Yes. That's so CNC still there. Be very patient.
Correct. It's very, very patient. That setup that they have for CNC is so strong. It's very scary to go in. Of course, YY is a little bit spread out. Some of the troops hiding even in the main gate down there, some on the B point, and most of them on the left supply point. So I think YY is also being very good, not being pushed out too much. They still believe that they can fight CNC. They want CNC to come a little bit closer to the B point. Because now we see the... Okay, interesting try YYY. They bring out the X Raiders because this is the type of games we will see from both teams. Trying to take out some units, troops. Oh, CNC choosing to eat up the troops on the middle down here. We're going to see dagger extensors coming through. Wow, there's no pikes to defend those shield maidens down there. Nafanga is already the Shen from YYY getting knocked out by the Shenji Grenadiers of CNC.
Okay, and
now
also
cavalry going to charge in, but of course we see so much pikes down there, not going to do any much damage down here. Now CNC has a unit advantage in the middle. Of course YYY, you know, have Hussars and Cav ready to come out on the second wave to deal with all of these troops from CNC. CNC has the momentum. Now they're going to push straight for B point.
Oh, that is a very good play by CNC. They use their Nafa, they use their Modal and to stop all of the cavalries and kill all of the defenders there, and totally outnumbered them.
So B point is already not able to defend from YYY. YYY wants to kill more troops in the center down there. Okay, nice Hussar charge coming out from YYY, but the Forte Brachiots are still down there, you know, preventing the Hussars from moving through, and the Outriders behind from CNC surprisingly doing well against this setup with the Forte Brachio in front. Again, a Shenji Grenadiers from YYY going to fall down to those CNC push. So now CNC has a huge advantage going into the final base of YYY. Now CNC played that perfectly.
CNC now is taking the advantage in the game and own 2 supply points. And very close to the final base. And now for the defender, it's kind of like a really terrible situation for them. They need to like get back themselves in time and get prepared for the upcoming attack from the attackers.
Yeah, for sure. I think the hero count is not looking good for YYY down here. Just 28 heroes left compared to 41 of CNC lives. You know, CNC only 3 heroes dying on the first push down there, whereas YYY already has 4 heroes, you know, on their final death, on their final lives.
Yeah, and I think for now the number of units is kind of the gap is kind of huge because like the CNC leading 300 troops, around 300 troops in the game, and for those kind of good games that could be a really huge gap. So yeah, it's a very challenging situation for YYY to defend their final base.
Sure. This is very, very hard for the defenders. Of course, we never ever count out YYY because they can swing the battle with their hero killing ability. Now the question is, will they be able to find a weakness in this CNC setup?
The CNC is getting closer to the final base. They are like in the front of the gate of the final base, and they're pretty ready to go inside.
Correct. Inching forward. CNC is just inching forward with those halberdier sergeants, you know, creating that initial first front line for them. Of course, Motas behind again, you know, trying to do more damage to YYY. Now, the key thing here is that who's going to be able to take that final setup, that position on that final base first? Is CNC be able to move closer? CNC just moving closer and closer, you know, just ignoring the final base from now, you know, trying to force YYY to retreat further away from the final base. But now the heroes are jumping in.
Oh, they pretended
so YYY has to be... Yeah, they pretended to go for a back, but now they're going in straight into the center.
Yeah.
Oh, those Hussars were able to get through before the Forte Brachio brace. That is a huge win. Now the Hussars come from YYY, coming back, but just charging straight into Halberds and Forte Brachio.
CNC did the thing quite good because like the same time their cavalry is charging inside and taking over the final base. Still they left like 2 or 3 squads like in the gate and to defend the enemies to come on in. That's that detail I think that make them be the champion team.
Yeah. That detail, oh my god, you see the thing? The moment the cavalry charge forward, they're already expecting YYY to charge back with their cavalry.
Yeah.
And immediately the pike players understand what the enemy is about to do, and they already had their Forte Basho and Modal set up. So wow, this is dominant performance by CNC.
Yeah, and this time the Legolas is the MVP. Yeah, one
showing
kill.
everyone who's boss.
Yeah, 1 kill, no deaths, 14 assists, 92 troops killed in the game. And then the player on the second place is got 7 kills and 8 assists. And also so many players performed so well. Actually, the whole team of CNC performed so well in the game. And let's see the MP from another side. It's 天下会尿袋 That is a strange name. Yeah, he got one assist and killed 62 or 65 troops in the game. So for this game, I think the CNC they performed really well, especially at the beginning of the game. I think that's saved a lot of time for them. They can take over the point A in a really quick way. They can make time for them to to implement all of their plans to take over the other points, and they just step by step and always make the right decisions.
Every player did their role perfectly. Those pikes, those modal, those halberd sergeants, they work together as a team. Everyone has their roles executed well enough, so well that YY was just not able to deal with that kind of setup. When you're facing an enemy like that, you just can't rely on individual skill anymore because you're facing a 15-man strong team. So unfortunately for YY, I don't know, their strategy for their defense just didn't go to plan.
Yeah. But anyway, that is only the very first game of this round. It's best of 5. So YY still can have time to take a deep breath and then come back again for the second map, for the second match. And the map is still the same, Hidden City, but this time they will sweep sides. And the CNC gonna be the defender this time, and YY gonna be the attacker. I'm kind of curious that how CNC gonna defend on this map. I think that strategy must be pretty interesting, because we can see in the game, we mentioned, so many details from CNC. The one taking over 1 point, they will left they will leave 1 or 2 squad of units to defend the gate and to prevent the enemy to come in to interrupt. And so many details, and they know how to use their cavalries in a right way, and also their infantry is always set up in the right place.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, YY has always been much stronger on the attack due to how their team is set up. So I think YY has a good chance of coming back against CNC. Of course, they have to be a little bit more creative in what they want to do, because in order to fight against that CNC defense, those infantry against the CNC, even I don't have any ideas to do.
Yeah, but also lost 1 game is not you can take it it's not a bad thing, because for this kind of game you want to take a revenge, and it also can encourage YY to perform much better than before. That is I think that is also a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. I think
it's kind of like a
warm up. Yeah, I think it's a warm up, but CNC looking very, very strong, showing again why they are 6-time CBL champion. They play CB the way CB Conqueror's Blade is supposed to play. The way that they set up their troops, the way that each hero is helping each other, the way that they're using their units to their own advantage. I'm learning so much as I watch them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
CNC is just one of those teams like whenever they play, you know, you have to tune in because no matter what kind of opponents they face, you will learn something from the way and the way that they approach the game.
Yeah, the CNC is just like so good. But I also like wish I could say some team they can like beat down CNC, like beat down this kind of monster in CBL. And really looking forward to see that. I think YY still have a chance to do that.
Yep, definitely. I mean, you still have to win 3 games to advance. So, yeah, let's see. I think the good thing about having so many games against each other is that it's now down to the commanders, right? You know, can they can still adjust the way that they play each and every match. You know, so each and every match can be different, and I'm hoping that it will be different, especially when we see 2 top commanders, Nicholas and Si, come up against each other. There's gonna be. I'm predicting that YY will probably change up their strategy for the next game.
Yeah. The game is pretty fair because like both sides they can pick their own map, especially for this kind of situation. Like the 2 teams pick the same map and just switch sides, and yeah, they have a chance to fight back.
So
yeah, all members are ready, I think. So
yep, I think all members are ready.
Yeah, I think we can jump into the game really quick to see the very second game of this round.
Right, the game's gonna start.
Yeah, come on, YYY.
Come on, YY. Come back to the series.
Yeah. Maybe also that is the like lost the very first game is also a strategy, like make the CNC like be like chilling out and yeah, take some relax, and they can have a chance to because like for good teams like it's not just about like the actual plays, it's also about like mentality things, like those strategy and those war in the mental world.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, so you see from YYY they took out their Shenji Grenadiers and now putting him on Nafan guards. Whereas CNC still playing 2 Shenji Grenadiers, but changing out one of that special unit for the Nafan guards. Now, interesting, you can see from CNC using the green pike shield units, and then of course the Iron Cap Arquebuser, the green gunners. Maybe that's going to be important for them. Because the main thing for CNC and what makes them so strong is how they use those Fortebraccio pikemen, halberdier sergeants, you know, to deal with what the enemy throws at them.
Yeah. And for this game, the YY, they just like got no way to back, and they have to win this game. Because like if they lost the game again, the CNC will have the match point, and they have a great chance to win.
They can just sweep YYY off of this series.
Yeah. Like behind the 2 games, that will be like not easy to catch up again. Because we have like watched a lot of like sports games, esports or traditional sports, and the best of 5. And if you lost the 2, that would be not a good news for you. So YY have to win this game.
Yeah, this is definitely important for YYY to get back into this series. Because we see CNC, will they actually defend on the wall itself? Already one covering going down by CNC to deal with the towers.
Yeah. Pushing sage. Let's say if CNC can like take down those sage towers really quickly, or they just like let them finish that in the really first round.
Yeah, so more coverings, cannons coming out from CNC to deal with the towers. Now, compared to CNC, YYY is not putting as many mortars on down below to deal with those coverings. So CNC has a chance to actually take down or bring some of these towers down to a very low health. Now the left tower already on 30% health, so the left tower looks like it's going to go down. Middle tower, already on half health.
Yeah. And the artilleries are still there, so they can just keep shooting.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, it looks like CNC will be able to take down all of the towers on the first wave.
Yeah. At the same time, YYY using mortars to attack the heroes on the wall and also those artilleries. And one siege tower is down. Oh, two siege towers down, and only one left.
Two siege towers down.
Yeah, only one left, and the same is gonna be destroyed very quickly. Only one step away. Let's see if they can make it.
Now this is big for YYY if they get. Wow.
Oh,
okay, so
so
CNC
close.
just breaking down all the 3 towers. Now
Yes.
it's gonna take another 30 seconds for the next set of towers to spawn. And of course, on Hidden City, you don't have that long of a timer compared to Harbor City.
Yeah.
Hidden City is just 10 minutes, Harbor City is 12 minutes. So each time you take down a tower, it's really delaying the game for the attacker.
Yeah. At the same time, YYY not just waiting for their siege tower respawn, also using the battering ram trying to breach in the main gate.
Yep, so the main gate already go down for YY. That's an option for them to go through, but it's a very difficult spot to go through. It's like a choke point.
Yeah, second round of siege tower. Actually, the left siege tower now is below like the 50% of health, and it's not in a really good situation. And the artillery is still there. Let's see if CNC can still bring down those siege towers again in this round.
Oh, one CNC
Players got
hero
killed.
died. Okay, so CNC already using about 10 of their artillery, 10 of their 15 artillery on the wall itself, 11 now, in fact.
Yeah.
So definitely they want to use all their artillery to delay these tower pushes as much as they can.
Yeah. They clearly know the essence of like the game. Like you need to like compete with the time too, not just like with your enemies. You need to make sure your enemies will be having a lot of trouble when pushing siege tower or doing anything in the game.
Yep. So, okay. Interestingly,
seems
the
like
left tower is up already.
And the seems like the middle tower also connected to the wall. Okay, so since let's say if they just like abandon their point or just like defend the enemies on the wall, because like they spent like they kind of used up all of the artillery to defend the siege tower.
Yep. They use everything already on the siege tower. So now, of course, in this position itself, you know, it's still not easy for the attackers to go up from the 2 avenues. Defenders can just still control the wall and the A point and take the fights on the wall.
Yes.
So now we see the Nafan guards coming out from CNC. This looks like definitely they want to hold the wall, and they are just waiting for YY to come up onto the wall to get the first fight.
Yeah, 6 minutes. That is not an easy thing to do to hold the points. The time is very enough for YYY. So Sensei still need to like hang on there pretty long.
Yeah, now YY is amassing more people on the left hand side using the mortars to try to make CNC move out of their defensive position. So of course those mortars connecting and hitting a lot of the infantry of CNC.
So attackers still have 16 artilleries.
Yeah, the mortar shot almost killed the Nafan guards of CNC. Now I think CNC because most of their troops are low, they have to go down and heal. And this is a chance for YY to go up and take the A point.
Five minutes. CNC players back to the wall and try to defend the enemies around the siege tower to prevent.
Right, the left tower is up already, but they're getting stuck on the tower itself.
Oh, the Nafa guards, yeah. This is the heaven place
this is just a barbecue.
for Nafa guards, yeah. All enemies cuddling together, and they just need to shoot and burn everything down.
Correct, but then because the main gate, they don't have the Nafan guards, YY is just mowing down those defensive troops in the middle. Of course, the attackers have the advantage of trebuchets, which they're going to use right now. But oh, a shield maiden just dying on YYY side. Now, YY really sacrificing a lot of heroes and troops to try to hold on the wall itself. Oof. Everyone on the A point from the attackers just getting wiped.
The YY is so determined to they are determined to like take over the point A.
Yeah, so of course, because of CNC's rotation, the left side actually fell down. Now, of course,
one player from YY already like they entered into the point A. Since they came back to stop the capturing there.
Yeah, let me see. Still, YY does not have control of the A point itself, and there's just 3 minutes left. Now, of course, this is a good position for YY to use their trebuchets and hold CNC on the choke point down there. But again, because most of their heroes died on the A point, it's still taking them so long to rescue their friends on the wall. And CNC again, once again, wiping out the YYY heroes and troops.
Oh, CNC now still control the situation on the wall. They're waiting for the next round of attack. 2 minutes 40 seconds. They now are leading the number of units, and also they waste a lot of time for attackers.
Yeah, I don't know why YY is not even opting to go up the right side. They already had the siege tower mounted on, but they're still not attacking from that side. This is very weird.
Yeah, and also it's very close to the point A, and no one's at point A.
Correct. They can even just send one hero up on the to capture A, but they're not doing that, choosing to fight again. Now the left hand side of YY going up, and the middle also going together. But again, important thing for YY is, are they able to take out those special troops of the CNC like the Shenji Grenadiers?
Okay. Okay, now that seems like still like there's so many defenders out there that block the way from getting inside. Not that easy to go. And the 1 minute and 30 seconds. And the
left-hand side, YY has the Nafan guards, but still, I think YY can get this point if they're able to clear all the defenders on the wall.
Oh, it seems like they're gonna take over the point A. Oh, the defenders came back to stop the capturing here. The jumper, like around into the points. Oh, now they're gonna leave the point A. Will be YY's.
Correct, and YY, the Forte Brachio on the main gate is already gone. YY can just go through, but again, they only probably has about 4 minutes left. Yep, that's correct. So YY has to play this, continue the momentum up, and force CNC into a bad position.
Yeah, but it's also very challenging because like only less than 4 minutes and to take over the point B and the 2 supply points, and now are still CNCs.
Yep, and now CNC has all their cavalry out to defend. YY just having one dual blade down there with the Hussar, but you probably die very quickly.
YY need to like get back themselves.
They need to make something happen. They need to make they need to make something happen now.
Yeah.
They don't have time, and
yeah, because the time is not enough.
they should just go through the main gate. Yes, they found the opening through the main gate because there isn't any Forte Brashio down there.
Yeah.
They need to quickly clean this up.
They kind of bet everything on this wave of attack.
Yep, they have to bet everything now. Everyone has to be together,
Oh,
Will we see
the
YY?
cavalry charge here.
Cherry charged in, of course, but CNC, going back with more cavalry of their own. Of course, YY has those pike units down, ready to set up. Down here, Hussar, nice Hussar charge coming out from YYY.
Oh, nice
Again,
charge
CNC,
here.
nice charge from the Hussars. Again, that probably killed a lot of troops.
Yeah, but for both sides, still like around the 15 heroes still alive.
Wow. CNC with another cav coming in through the main gate, but they're not able to clear YY out of their main gate.
Oh, it's pretty chaotic now. And less than 2 minutes, the YY has no choice to directly go to the point B, try to take over the point as soon as possible.
Yeah, so I think this is where YY really comes to life, because the hero killing ability is one of the best teams that we've seen down here. But still, CNC, those heroes on the B point has no more troops.
Oh, we still have like so many heroes here inside of the point B. And the time is ticking, talking. And so YY needs to speed up. So now they have taken over the supply point.
Yep, they have taken over a supply point, but crucially, the supply point got interrupted by CNC.
Oh, that is bad to say. 1 minute to go again for the point. Very close to take. Let's see if they can make it again.
Alright, but important thing is that CNC has 13 heroes alive compared to YY's 6 heroes.
Yeah. Okay, now the CNC kind of basically they already won the game.
Yeah, basically they won.
Yeah, won this game.
Okay, so we saw glimpses of YYY, showing their superiority when things get chaotic. They are usually much better on that, but again, CNC, covering each other, timing the cav charge to perfection. And they are gonna take game 2 of this series.
Yes. So since after this game, they have the match point, 2-0. Only need to win one more game. They can win this round of game.
Yeah.
So congratulations to CNC again. And the MVP from YY is Levi. He got 2 kills, 3 deaths, and 7 assists, and killed 86 troops in the game. And also
Levi again, always the MVP for YYY.
Yeah. Let's bet if the MVP is if it's Legolas, because like he's the MVP for the last game. But like since like the whole team are pretty strong, so it's not strange to say any one of them be the MVP.
Correct. CNC plays so well as a team, covering each other. In fact, I see so many of their team, killing the YYY special troops, not able to let them set up comfortably on the wall. Now I think we see CNC's MVP.
The Ahan, he got 8 kills, 1 death, and 5 assists, and killed 109 troops in the game. Very amazing.
Yeah.
All those units he killed, basically all of them are high tier units. Yeah, pretty amazing. So I think we are go to another stage of map ban pick again for both two teams, because like this is the best of 5.
Yeah, so YYY has to change something up, because if this was just in a normal game, they already been out of the competition. So this is a chance for them to pick something interesting and take the series back into their hands. They have to remember they have to win 3 games in a row, the next 3 games, in
Yeah,
order to move up
yeah, that
in the
is
winners
a
bracket.
huge challenge for them now. But just like take a deep breath and don't think too much. Step one step. Let's win the next game.
Yeah. Something encouraging is that YYY played much better compared to the first game. I think that the game just now wasn't as dominating compared to CNC side.
Yeah, they're getting back to getting back themselves. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and I think there is definitely a opportunity. There was an opportunity for them to actually take the B point and everything, but they just moved a little bit too slow and a bit hesitant when they went in.
Yeah, I think the second game, if the YY just like didn't ban the Harbor City, and that would be the perfect map for CNC to choose, because like previously CNC actually had the name like the King of Harbor City. They just like win. Basically, like the first 2 or 3 champions, like on the map Harbor City, they kind of totally performed pretty well on this map.
Yeah, I want to see YY play Heilong Fort, because that seems to be their strongest map. Heilong Fort is as a map that suits the style of YYY, because they like hero killing, they like a lot more chaos. So especially when you've got siege towers, I think like CNC is just kind of teams that like to be in those maps where there's a lot more choke points. Like siege you have to do more as an attacker, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. YY banned Linwu Fortress, yeah. Okay, they chose Harbor City.
Okay.
Okay, now it happens on this map, Harbor City.
Again, we see Harbor City. Wow, YY really has a lot of confidence to go up against CNC on the Harbor City. This is still CNC is the king of Harbor City, and YY choosing to go up against Harbor City of CNC is quite an interesting pick, I must say.
Banned Kura Castle. Yeah, so it's always banned this map, right?
Yeah, CNC don't like this map.
Chevaliers, Wind Hussars got banned, and also the Flamethrowers and the Metallitor got banned. And one more ban for both sides. This is gonna.
You see, Legolas really doesn't like those Chevaliers. Always banning that troop whenever he has a chance.
Yeah, but it's kind of like unexpected. Like CNC banned the Winged Hussars, because like we've already saying that they're so good at using cavalries, and yeah, those things like just ban those units.
Yeah, but YYY has better Cav players compared to CNC. Just on paper itself, because they have so much top rankers down there. Especially you don't give Wing Hussars to players like Da Longke, they can really do a lot of damage. But still, by banning that, the cavalry, you can actually slow down YYY's pushes a lot more. Now CNC choosing to protect their Halberdiers, the tier 3 one, and then banning the Stalwarts. So I think if YY is smart enough, they should ban the Halberdier Sergeants. Choosing to ban Shenji.
Grenadiers, yeah. I think that is a secret weapon for CNC, because like CNC picked this unit for the last 2 games.
Yeah, for sure. But always, it doesn't really matter for CNC that much, because it's not really about their carry units. It's about how their like troops like Halberdier Sergeants, Forte Brusher, Modal players protect the front line. So their cavalry units never ever actually get into trouble at all, usually most of the time.
Yeah. Actually, I think the next map, the next game is gonna be CNC gonna be the attacker, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think
the first
they will
game.
be the attacking first. So for YY now, they banned 3 long range units, especially on this map. Harbor City is kind of very important to to defend the siege towers, and the Metallitor must be pretty good at doing those things. But they banned those units, so it must be not that good for them to defend the point.
For sure. Of course, now CNC with those halberds, they're one of the best. If I was YYY, I need to find a way to deal with how CNC use those halberdier sergeants, halberd units, because they're basically acting like a shield unit for CNC. Every time CNC wants to push forward, they always bring their halberds in front.
Yeah.
So that is what's causing YYY so much issue, because with those halberd sergeants, you cannot use your hero to jump through, if not they'll just die. And every time you bring your cav, they also will just die.
Correct.
So that's what CNC is so good, because they understand, look, halberd is a unit that gets strong if the enemy jumps into them. They are weak if they are charging through,
Yeah.
Right.
That makes me over my daily matchmaking, like 1 or 2 years ago, I played the Conqueror, and I'm not quite 2 years ago, I'm not quite good at Conqueror back then. And the first time I see the Hobbitiers, I just directly jump into the units, and I got some instant deaths. I what happened? Just those things.
And recently, the devs they make bracing troop take stronger, because if you are moving faster into a brace unit, you will take more damage. So that's something that CNC can abuse, especially with their unit comp. Because players always complain, oh, cavalry is so strong, we need to remove cavalry from the game. So the devs say, okay, you know what, I can't remove cavalry from the game, but I will make bracing troops stronger. And that's why CNC is still unbeatable so far, because of that. And the only weakness to all these troops is the Chevaliers, because those crossbow, the retinues just do so much damage to those halberds. But CNC, that's why CNC just ban it straight.
Yeah. The retinue, for the Chevaliers, it's a kind of very interesting mechanic. Actually, back to that season, the Paragon season. Actually, those units were quite interesting, the Chevaliers, the Bannerlords, and those things with very special mechanics.
Yeah, but I remember when those units came out, a lot of players didn't dare to use them because they're confused, what does this do? How can I use them? But now you see, after a few months they come out, people are start to realize that, wow, these units are so interesting and strong.
Yeah. So it will take time. It will take time. Yeah. Yeah, this is the match 3, and CNC are leading in the game 2-0. So this is a match point actually. And if CNC won this game, the game will be they will win this round. This is a best of 5. So 2 teams are ready.
YY didn't choose to protect any troops, so I guess it means that they already have their strategy set.
So after this game, and we'll be the first team in the finals, qualified for the finals. And in the last game, like from the lower bracket, and then we have the winner BPJT, and they've already made it to the lower bracket as finals. So yeah, we are pretty close to the grand finals this Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow it'll be Friday will be the finals.
Yeah, Friday will be the grand finals. CNC is very close to there. Only one game to go.
But Legolas, he never. One thing that makes him so good, and why he's honestly legend status, right? When I talk to him, when I interview him, he never gets too high or too low. Whenever he wins, he's kind of like, okay, let's reset. Let's focus on the next game itself. And every time he loses, he's more like, it doesn't matter. Let's just move on. Let's focus on the next game. That's one of the very important mindset when you're playing in a competitive gameplay.
Yeah, those kind of mindset are super important. Yeah, sometimes you are good enough, you just need to adjust yourself to the right place. With right mindset, that will be good. So the third game is on. Let's jump into the preparation stage. This time CNC the attacker first, and YY be the defender this game. So yeah, just we mentioned, it's very important game for YY, win or go home game.
Yeah, so looking at CNC, of course the cavalry of choice for them would be the Dagger X Lancers. We've got about 9 people using the Dagger X Lancers. Whereas YYY choosing to bring more infantry. So I think it's very important that for both teams, if they're able to take out, if let's say YYY is able as a defender to hold out on the A point, CNC will have struggled to bring out those cavalry units.
Yeah, so the game is on. We'll be having the game 3 really soon.
Of course, interestingly, we see from YYY compared to the other games, as a defender, normally you like to see a lot more muskets. But for YYY, those medium troops just staying on pike. So I don't think YYY is playing for the A point down here. But let's see what they actually plan to do.
Okay, now game's on. Yeah, with champs, since they just never save any champs if they can use it, they will try to make things in a really effective way.
Yep. So, of course, YYY only has 2 muskets on the wall. That's even less than what we saw from the previous match. So then CNC can just set up the most mortars comfortably on the left hand side down here. On the middle, you see about 5 mortars already coming out from the CNC side. They're kind of the team that's so disciplined. They just go in, do what they have to do. Already, we see 4 cavalries come out from YYY.
Since he's using mortars to attack the enemy on the wall.
Yeah, I don't understand what YYY is trying to do here. They are using more cavalries to take out the towers, yet those medium players, they don't switch to musket. So it's kind of not very effective for them. Because it's so easy, right? You have your medium players who use medium, and then you can just switch out your from a musket to pike later on. But that musket class is so strong, especially on the wall, with all the bombs and utility that it brings.
Yeah, now the siege tower still kind of still have over 50% of HP, so kind of good for CNC to push the right side. Okay, now the YYY is YYY keep shooting that, very close.
Okay, yeah, so CNC will be able to mount the left tower and the right tower. So if my prediction is right, YYY is not going to commit anything on the A point. Okay, we
Yes.
see there is, I think it's YYY has a dual blade out of the gates, trying to cause chaos behind, but CNC have 4 troops chasing him. I don't think he's gonna get very far. Yep, first blood goes to CNC.
Okay, CNC landed on the wall.
So if you look from the units, you know, CNC is still pushing the towers. Now, even the thing is that without those 2 towers, I don't think CNC will commit onto the wall itself because it's just too dangerous for them to go through. Of course, YYY is not going to commit any more coverings to deal with the second push, you know. Gonna take the extra 30-40 seconds that CNC needs to mount the towers, bring the troops up, you know, and every minute, every second that they can delay for attackers will help them eventually on the final base defense.
Yeah, that's right. But for now, the middle tower is very close to the wall, and it's kind of still like the 4 health. I think they can make it, and YY just will abandon the point because like time is too much for CNC and too much for YY to defend their point A.
For sure. Oof, the longbow losing out towards the other longbow down there.
Okay, 2 towers mounted.
Yep, I think YY not bad. They take delayed 3.5 minutes of CNC's push. You know, now CNC is control of the wall. You know, just doing all those for 4 defensive artillery, I think that's a good trade for YYY. YYY still looking very good shape. They still have a chance to fight hard on one of the supply points down here.
Yeah, since we have 12 minutes to take over the rest of the point.
Correct. And now YYY is able to set up more mortars to deal with what CNC wants to do on the wall itself.
And now
So we already see mortars coming from the left and right. YYY set up the artillery already.
Yeah, and CNC chose to go down from the right side.
Yep. If you look at this, very interestingly, CNC has their troops walking out from the back where the defenders cannot see, and now they're all gathering through the small gate down here, whereas YY has most of their heroes on the right-hand side of the supply. Now, if YY doesn't catch what CNC is trying to do, you know, they will just leave their whole left supply point exposed down here. Oh, this is very dangerous for YY. They're not even moving. They don't see what CNC is trying to do. CNC has 15 units all on the small gate, and very smart because they walk from behind where the defenders cannot see. And YYY did not even have a hero down on the small gate to scout out CNC's position. Now CNC is ready to go through the small gate down here, and YY is not able to react to this.
CNC, let's see what they gonna do the next.
So definitely at this stage, YYY must have seen what CNC is trying to do, yet they're still not rotating. So they don't want to defend this supply point. So that's an interesting strategy coming out from YYY.
Yeah, they directly go to that supply point, the plebber near to the final base.
Correct. But CNC has brought up halberdier sergeants onto the supply point, and whatever troops that YY has will just fall down.
Or basically all CNC players already there into the
Correct.
fight, into this supply point.
Correct, and YY does not have a supply point here. They're just falling back to the final base. Oh, this is a very interesting way.
Oh, very quickly, CNC play this game in a pretty effective way. They just after taking over that supply point, they directly go to the final base and want to get close to it.
Correct, and of course they have such a nice setup on the supply point here. Already killing 2 of the YYY heroes, and the trap in a very beautiful spot down here.
Right in the center, those champs. Okay, and also the halberdiers coming and stop the cavalries here.
Correct. And this is when we see the strength of YYY, you know. Usually this kind of fights that they want to take, those small, big little engagements that they can have down here. CNC heroes dying very quickly on the point outside, but so much, they're able to bring out a second troop from the supply point.
Yeah, they still have the supply point and they can have rating spots during time. Okay, the more
now Dagger X Lancer, all the care for CNC gonna come out and clear out the YYY defenders down here. It's gonna be a team wipe.
Yeah.
Now YY has their Nafan guards out, attacking the supply point down here.
Yeah, this is kind of totally different feeling, especially on this map, because normally we'll have fights on the final base, and this are in those narrow streets.
Correct. Wow, the 2 spear diving behind, clearing out the Nafan guards of the YYY.
Oh, the cavalry is basically charged for nothing.
Yep, more cavalry coming up from CNC.
Sweep out all of those cavalries from the YYY. Okay, again another wave of a horse rush here. For the pike units, totally the counter those cavalries.
Correct. And CNC just going straight for the final base of YYY down now. So again, you know, having a couple, 140 Bastion, 1 Halberds blocking the reinforcements of YYY, whereas the rest of the team goes for the final base.
Oh, CNC took a really good spot here and controlling the situation around the final base. And the wild player just cannot, very difficult to get back to their final base and to defend that. Oh, also the champs coming on the way hit those the backup from the YYY. And from the back, we can see several squads of cavalries coming. Charge them from the back.
More cavalry charging through. You know, those dagger extensors do so much damage to heroes. Now all of YY heroes on the final base are already down low HP. CNC going to wipe out all of the YY defenders on the final base.
Totally dominating the game.
This is why CNC is called Kings of Harbor City.
Yeah, there's no all tricks on this map.
Yeah.
Okay, now the third game, the winner again, I think is it's CNC again. Congratulations to CNC, make to the final again.
Yeah.
3-0, very impressive game.
She's completely dominating this series.
So MVP from CNC is 裂开的面具. I love this guy's name. It's very interesting. Crack the mask. Yeah. He got 2 kills, 2 deaths, 10 assists, and killed 149 troops in the game. That is a crazy number for the unit troops, for the troops killed in the game.
And all the troops that he killed are tier 4s and tier 5s.
Yes. And the MVP from YY is 天下会丽花. He got 1 kill, 5 assists, and 3 deaths, and 76 troops killed in the game. And he killed 20 like a 25 the coverage in the game, like a 26 coverage in the game. That's a lot.
Yep.
Like
But
the
still not
cover-
enough for them to come back
Yeah.
into the series.
Yeah. What a pity. Like the YY is a very good game, a very very good team, and they performed pretty well. But CNC, they are just like better than them and win the game. I think YY still have yeah, next season they can come back and just go for it and just like challenge CNC again. That is a pretty
Yep.
good game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, YYY, I feel, I can't help but feel it's a bit disappointed because they have such a strong squad, you know, and they've been playing very well throughout the whole knockouts. And it seems like the pressure just got to them at the final stage against CNC. Now, CNC, you know, they don't really care who their opponent is. I think having strong teams bring the best out of CNC. And this is really CNC at their best down here. The way that they move out, it was such a simple move, you know, going out to the left, but YY just wasn't able to react in time. I wasn't prepared for that scenario.
Yeah, their goal, it's crazy. Like since is going for their 7th champion, that is crazy. Like this, just like I think last stream, like when I was streaming it with you, like we mentioned that it's kind of crazy thing that you won things 7 times in a row, like 6 times in a row. That is kind of crazy. But since yeah, I think also their confidence made them go this far. Because like they were Legolas, like every time when we talk to him, he's so confident about the next game, confident about their challenges, and they just believe they can win, and take it like and take it easy, and yeah, performed really well.
Yep, and we will see finals of CNC and BPJT.
Yeah. So yeah, it's so to be. I think BPJT, yeah, they have a great chance to make it to the finals. So yeah, this Friday, and we know that the rest of the team can make it to the finals. So since it's already there, so if you wanna go for other teams, if you wanna be the champion, you have if you wanna be the best, you have to beat the best. So yeah,
Yep.
since it's already there. Yeah, and that is basically everything for today. So we'll meet you tomorrow. We still have games, and also this Friday gonna be the grand finals for this time the CBL. So make sure you won't miss out. And that is pretty much today. And thanks, Dex. Thanks for joining us, and very happy to co-cast with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the match today. You know, of course, we see CNC once again dominating, and it's an honor to cast with you, Brett. Yeah.
Yeah. So see you guys next time. See you.
See you.